welcome back to another strange and mysterious podcast. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, G. Welcome back. Introduce yourself, fellas.
Matt Roybal, Defined 999, also known as the Rats.
El Ratoncito.
I'm a grimy motherfucker.
He's after the
find
cheese.
my shit. I'll get that shit.
And then, of course, it's the one and only Mick Vice.
Mick Vice.
Hey.
Bombaclad.
Bombaclad.
Rude boy.
Bombaclad.
Rastaman. No tumbo.
Yeah, man.
Everything gonna be eerie. So we've been gone for a little while. You know, life, shit happens. But we's back. And today we have one of our favorite YouTube channels, Slapped Ham. Slapped Ham always has some really good stuff. So today we're going to check it out. Y'all ready?
I'm ready. Yeah. But before we do that, Javier.
Oh.
This is for you, my friend.
Oh, thanks.
So as Gabe is saying, he hasn't gone into great detail, but I'm going to say that he's moved into a new pad.
Oh, yeah.
We're just hoping for this brother to advance and just have a great time and many joyous memories in the chante, bro. Salud.
Oh, gracias, salud. I don't have anything to drink except water.
I'm gonna raise my Ziegenbach to you. Oh yeah.
Salud.
Hey, salud. Yeah. Good and talk. It's burning. The water's burning. All right, let's get it started. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, let's check it out. This will be a good one. Slapped Ham always has good shit.
The body's moving. Oh my god.
That's weird.
The fuck was that?
Now you're about to see some of the freakiest videos going around the internet. Let's check them out.
Hey, thanks, Slapped Ham.
Slap that ham.
I'm still hearing voices. Listen.
2 years ago, Reddit user QuimboSlice20 shared a series of videos that left the online community spooked. The user claimed to have captured evidence
Kimbo Slice?
activity in the house place they had long believed to be haunted. The user shared that the house was built back in the 1860s. During a visit, they were awakened by voices at 2:30 a.m. Creeped out.
It was the neighbors.
On their phone.
Booty call.
I'm still hearing voices.
Wrong house.
Damn, girl, that ass looks bad.
Jesus Christ. Hello.
Then the camera picks up what sounds like whispering.
This
Crikey.
game, you're not.
Open the door. It's your sister.
Finally, an eerie knocking sound can be heard emanating from the closet.
Pizza.
Screw that, dude. Screw that.
Pizza. Got a hot pie over here. God damn it, I got pizza.
Oh my god.
Additionally, orbs, often associated with spiritual presences, can be seen moving in almost all of the clips.
You're knocking again.
The intensity of the event eventually forced the user to sleep in their
Open
car.
the door, mate.
The user
Yeah, we don't want to give you a free pizza.
Some proof to share, acknowledging that others might
What's
be
that
skeptical.
sound? It's Domino's, dumbass.
So, is this old house in Iowa really haunted? Love to hear your take on this one in the comments down below.
I don't know. What do y'all think about that one?
I mean, that is what's happening can be paranormal activity, but it's kind of out of context because we just don't have enough to go off of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the whispering was a little... There's one thing that's pretty consistent in all the majority of the paranormal stuff it's that without vocal cords, it's hard to make noise without affecting it. I think that's just simply why you don't hear a lot of. Maybe you do somewhat. Maybe it's hard, but that was just way too clear to me. So that sound of that like little girl's voice. So for me, as a skeptic, I go, this one's got a few kind of red flaggy things that maybe it's a fake. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I
like
agree.
McVice said, without the context, it's hard to. Without context, I always tend to be more skeptical, right?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, it doesn't have a good context behind it, and I mean, somebody could be behind the door knocking, right? Like,
Exactly. And that's what I mean without context. It's like we have no proof that there's not anyone on the other side of that door, you know?
Yeah, he didn't walk up to it and open it and just be an empty closet.
Yeah,
that would
exactly.
that would have been different. as we've seen in some of these videos that are fucking crazy, where they actually go and then you could see that there was no way possible someone could be standing there because it's 3 stories high, or it's a closed off closet. If there was noise coming from in there and he opens it and there's nothing, none of that. This has too many red flags going fake to me.
Exactly. And that's what I mean when I say without context, because there's no proof that, he didn't do a walkthrough to prove that there's no one on the other side of that door. He just started filming. And it's like, I would like to hope that they're not trying to be dishonest to us, but it's just, from our vantage point, we just don't have enough to go off of,
Yeah, and it's the internet. People sometimes do shit just to get views or likes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh, totally. And I'm sorry, that little weird tree thing, that thing's freaky, man. I'm more scared of that little tree in the fucking corner than I am of even the knocking. It's weird. It's just.
So do we give it a thumbs up on the tree or
no? I
thumbs up on the tree.
Well, you know what I mean.
Thumbs down. Son.
This thing is a thumbs down for me all across the board.
It's a shit show.
Yep, it's a shit show of weakness.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the next clip.
On to the next one, gentlemen. Domino's. Open up the goddamn doors, Domino.
This pizza getting cold.
TikTok user Curious Alien 7 has recently shared a terrifying video of a paranormal investigator.
Big old line of coke.
Yes, she does.
The session starts off with the investigator asking if they're communicating with the devil.
Ooh.
The situation quickly deteriorates.
Screw that. Screw that.
Or am I speaking with the devil right now through this Ouija board?
Ooh, Jello.
Oh my god. There's actually handprints on the ceiling there.
Oh.
You shouldn't be messing around with a Ouija board to begin with.
Audible noises can be heard, and the investigator claims to see handprints appearing on the room's ceiling.
Ooh.
Oh my god. There's actually handprints on the ceiling there, coming through.
The investigator then becomes noticeably distressed and frightened.
Well,
That weed's kicking in.
right.
Her gummy kicked in.
Right, she's like,
Absolutely crapping myself right now.
To add to the unsettling scene, her nose starts to bleed.
ooh. Someone's been hanging out with Rick James.
Who am I communicating? I'm losing my. Who am I communicating with through this
Oh,
door?
that's fucked up.
My nose is bleeding right now. Oh
That
my
is
god.
not
Then,
good.
towards the end of the video, this happens.
I know I've got no tissue, but my nose is bleeding right now. The body's moving. Oh my god, right, that's it. I'm done. I'm off. I'm sorry, guys.
The video has sparked a renewed interest in the history of the Ouija board and its sinister connotations. The Ouija board, also
That
known
was
as a spirit
nuts.
board or talking board, has its origins in the 19th century American spiritualism movement. While it was initially introduced as a parlor game, the Ouija board quickly gained a reputation for being a tool to communicate with the spirit world. Over the years, it's been surrounded by controversy and has been associated with numerous sinister events and supernatural phenomena. Many religious groups and paranormal investigators caution against using Ouija boards, warning that they may open a portal to malevolent entities and have harmful psychological effects.
Ain't no
While
lying on
skeptics
that
may
one.
attribute the events captured in this video to natural phenomena or human manipulation, believers in the paranormal may see it as further evidence of the dangers associated with using Ouija boards. Whether viewed as a sinister tool or a harmless game, the Ouija board continues to captivate the imagination and spark debates on the nature of the supernatural world.
Damn, that was nuts. What do y'all think about that?
That's a really cool footage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you should
her bleeding
not-
from her nose and shit like that, and the Ouija board taking off.
You shouldn't be playing around with Ouija boards, in my opinion. But
Hell
you know,
no.
just don't
You're
even
opening up
touch
shit.
them.
You don't know what's there.
That's the thing, man. You know what's funny about that too? I was recently at the Prickly Pear Festival like last weekend,
Mhm.
and a lot of the vendors, there's like 4 or 5 of them who are selling things like Ouija boards and like, you know, I would say your witchcraft related stuff. You know, it's kind of interesting. Like, what the hell? Anyway,
Yeah, that you shouldn't be messing with something, especially Ouija boards that you don't know what you're inviting into your house, or your area. Especially like stuff like that when you start bleeding from your nose and then you start seeing handprints on the fucking ceiling. That's not good.
Yeah.
and with
I've
this
always-
investigator,
Go ahead, McBeth.
all right, I was gonna say with this investigator, she went right to the big boy. She's like, "Am I speaking to the devil?" Like, whoa, not am I speaking with the spirit? Just straight to the devil. Like, damn.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So,
Maybe
Yeah.
there was stuff at the initial part that we missed. You know what I mean? Just some basic. Maybe there was some questions and answers in the initial that just got cut out.
They got
But,
led up to that, no?
Yeah, so maybe we were talking about context earlier. Maybe there's some context we don't got on this either. But I would say that instead of Ouija boards, which tend to have a negative connotation anyway, I would be more, if you're interested in actually speaking with people from the other side, go to your just down traditional spiritualist. You know, those people that do that thing where they will kind of meditate and can kind of speak for the other side. I think maybe you'll have better luck. But this is, usually the Ouija board's got a negative connotation already, and it just makes sense that over time it would garner that if people had bad experiences. So why go that route? There's other routes.
Well, wasn't it the phonograph that was invented to speak to the dead, correct?
I think so. There was a lot of that early audio equipment was connected to some of those spiritualists, I think. And you remember what with the advent of electricity, people forget. Electricity was like fucking magic made real for people back then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When Tesla and Edison and those dudes were doing their electrical stuff with currents and I believe it was around that time that the first X-rays got done. This was all through that kind of period where it was like they were almost making magic real through technology. So it just makes sense that spiritualism also at that time would be going kind of nutty. And there were a lot of spiritualist instruments that were connected to a current, so electricity, that didn't really do anything. Engineers say they were just they didn't produce a measurable effect in our life.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they say. That's what modern engineers say. Who knows if maybe some of the spiritualists figured out a way to use electric current to give voice to spirits. Now we're talking about how ghosts need to like kind of consolidate energy.
Mm-hmm.
What if they figured out some shit with electricity that kind of allowed them to kind of amplify the supernatural, right? It's a fascinating time. That whole story about Edison and Tesla by itself is just fascinating.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, what do you guys give this? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
This is thumbs up for me.
McKizzle?
I'll give it a thumbs middle,
Ooh,
only because to
interesting.
me it's like, I don't know. I have my own personal opinions. It's like, shouldn't be messing around with this crap, you know? So,
Mhm.
I mean, from the footage, does seem like something actually happened that I don't necessarily think she was controlling, you know?
Mhm.
But once again, it could be manipulated, you know? But I'm already going to give her a strike for just playing around with the Ouija board, man.
Right?
Like, just don't do that shit, you know? Like, fuck that,
Hey,
man.
a strange and mysterious podcast does
Yeah.
not
Does not
recommend using
condone the
Ouija
use.
boards to talk to spirits. Parental advisory.
Yeah.
Hey, I like the bleeding. That's violence right there, buddy.
True. Very
Hey.
true, you know?
Hey, Define was like,
Yeah, Define sees blood. He goes, okay, I'm interested. Let's do this.
hey, he's like,
Yeah, exactly. Pass me the popcorn.
hey, I give it 2 thumbs up. I like this one.
Yeah, I liked it too.
A recent video uploaded to TikTok by user Frank VM Ditchwa 2022 has been making waves across the internet this past week.
Oh, that's strange.
That's
An enormous
strange.
dust devil or tornado.
See, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's strange.
Is that the sun?
However, what's caused the video to go viral is the presence of a dark shape rising up in
Yeah,
the middle of the
inside of it.
tornado, which bizarrely also
weird.
seems to be getting sucked up into the sun.
Yeah, that's what makes it weird.
Curious
Like,
sighting has
what
sparked
is that,
cries of
dude?
witchcraft from the online community.
That dude was very excited
Oh,
about
man.
that.
Phenomenon seems to be much more than a simple dust devil. Speculations are rampant, but so far no one's been able to conclusively identify the dark shape rising up through the tornado. As of now, the clip remains a complete mystery. Theories abound, ranging from the scientifically plausible to the outright fantastical. Some suggest that the dark shape could be debris or a group of birds caught in the wind. Others, however, are inclined to believe in a more supernatural explanation, pointing to local folklore and legends associated with witchcraft and otherworldly forces. While experts are yet to weigh in on this phenomenon, the video continues to captivate viewers worldwide.
I don't know. What do you guys think of that one? That
is a very interesting piece of footage right there, is what that is, you know?
yeah. I don't know. It
you-
has. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can't really say what it is. You know, it's not a tornado, I'll say that.
Mm-mm.
You know, tornadoes are caused by storm clouds, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a vortex of some sort
Yeah.
on a clear day.
Like a massive dust devil, but
Yeah.
if that's a dust devils aren't usually that big. They're small.
Yeah.
Like dust devils, from my understanding, are more the smaller kind of weather phenomenon.
I mean,
Maybe
in
I'm
Arizona,
wrong,
they do
but-
have some big ones. And like, you know, different places, like, you know, like the deserts, whatever, different deserts, they get pretty massive. But I don't know. This had like a lot of elements. Like it had, there was outside, you know, right by the sun. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, for me, it's like a middle. I don't really know what to call that.
Yeah.
I think what makes it interesting is whatever that black mass was that was being sucked up, you know, that's where that piece of footage gets interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it was just the vortex alone, that we'd be like, yeah, that's this type of, you know, I forget what they call that tornado. It's not quite a tornado.
It's just
like,
weather
it's
phenomenon.
just caused by rotation and pretty much from the wind, which is like a dust devil on steroids, but it's not strong enough to be a tornado.
Mhm.
But yeah, if it was just that, then it'd be like, whatever, you know? but it's the fact that there's that black mass that's visibly being sucked up into the vortex that makes it really interesting. And I don't think that's a flock of birds.
You don't think that's maybe like a shadow because of the dirt?
I don't personally,
Maybe.
dude.
I don't
but
think
it
it's
could be.
birds. I mean, I don't think it's birds.
No.
Another interesting factor to think about with that video is it gets me thinking about, kind of like what was that movie that was made by was it Nope? How aliens or just phenomena could use the weather and stuff to hide.
Oh, yeah.
What I thought's fascinating about that video is that if that was some sort of device to get something on the ground sucked up to a craft, if a craft were to be able to hide directly in the sun, shit, motherfucker would be invisible. Because it's impossible to look at the sun for even, hardly any amount of time. So if the technology of that ship is such that it could take the light and bend it around itself, which is what invisibility, engineers would say you'd have to be able to do. You'd have to be able to take the light and somehow bend it around the craft. And if you could do that, shit, you could be in a craft hiding in the sun at any point on Earth, and no one would be seeing your ass, right?
Nope. Oh no.
So it's kind of an ingenious. If it just gets me thinking about that. That's the reason why, for me, I'm going to give this a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Because it gets me thinking about in ways that I'm like, no, that's fucking cool. It's like exactly like you said, advice. If it was just some massive dust devil in a rando desert part, that'd be one thing. But this video had a whole bunch of elements that were interesting. Observers, particularly one that was very excited. Two, that mass that just seemed to like follow, and you could follow it from pretty far down.
Exactly. You could see it moving through the vortex.
Yeah, its connection to the sun. All those elements combined to me to give this a thumbs up.
I agree. I'm giving it a thumbs up too.
2 thumbs up and a side.
Oh,
Gatorade.
Hey, usually you have to pay double for that.
Yeah, I know. People are just getting it. You're just handing it out, buddy.
This one had to work for it, and you're not even going to give it to it.
Right?
Dang. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, well, it was a middle, so it got like a few dollar bills, but it wasn't. He wasn't making it rain on.
So it's like one of those strippers that we like, but we just gave her, the dollars at the stage, but we didn't get the lap dance from her.
Hey,
yeah,
exactly. Hey.
Just like, nah, no money for you.
Gotcha.
All right, let's continue.